Hey everybody, welcome back to Dr. G Cooks. Today we're going to do another very special dish on this episode. About 3 years ago, I took this great pasta making course in Bologna, Italy. And I'm taking what I learned there and what I learned from my mom, and I'm going to show you how to make one of the best spaghetti and meatball recipes I've ever had in my life. This is old world, old school, totally legitimate spaghetti and meatballs. There's just nothing like this particular recipe. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be one of your favorites. So let's get started. First, we're gonna start with the meatballs, and I'm gonna show you what to combine in a large bowl, such as this. And you're gonna mix those up. You're gonna make meatballs about 3 inches in diameter. You're gonna fry them until they're browned and then put them to the side. For the sauce, you're going to have a large stock pot, and in that stock pot, you're gonna start by sauteing garlic, about 1/4 cup of sliced garlic in olive oil. To that, you're going to add, I like a combination of crushed tomatoes, pureed tomatoes, and whole tomatoes. And so I usually use about 48 ounces of the crushed tomato, 28 ounces of the puree, and another 28 ounces or so of the whole. But you can see here, so I've got 3 large cans and then the 2 small boxes. Whenever you can, if you're gonna use the cans, try to find Marzano tomatoes. Those are really quite tasty. They're the best. We're also gonna use 6 ounces of tomato paste, 2 bay leaves, 1/4 cup fresh chopped basil, and then 1/2 teaspoon each salt, pepper, oregano, and then 1 teaspoon crushed red pepper. And then the real star of this sauce, what really makes it, is this. This is our hot Italian sausage, okay? And this sausage you're going to fry, you're going to sear until it's nice and brown, and then you're gonna cut each sausage into thirds, and that's just gonna cook down inside the stock pot with the sauce and the meatballs. It's gonna cook low simmer for about 2 hours, and your house is gonna fill up with this incredible aroma. You're gonna think you're somewhere in a small village near Rome when you're done with this. So that's it, let's get started. For the actual meatballs, I want you to start with 2 pounds ground beef, about 15% fat, and I also want you to get 2 pounds of ground pork. Put that in the pot. Almost had a major disaster there, that's okay. And then you're gonna add to their meat, you're gonna add 3 eggs. Okay, 3 whole eggs. 1 cup breadcrumbs. Try to get the Italian variety. It has some dry parsley in it. To that, you're going to add fresh 1/4 cup chopped parsley, the Italian variety, so it's flat leaf parsley, okay? And then again, you're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper into this. And that's it. We're gonna mix that all up. We're gonna fry these meatballs, and then I'm gonna go on to the sauce. Okay, let's get cooking on Dr. G Cooks. Hey everyone, I apologize. At the end of the ingredient list for the meatballs, I forgot to tell you also put in 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, okay? You know how you have that aunt that gives you the family recipe? It's been around for 50 years, and they leave out 1 ingredient so that you get it just a little bit off, but it still tastes pretty good. Well, I didn't do that, so I'm telling you now. Shredded Parmesan cheese, 1 cup, add that to the meat mixture and the fresh basil, and that's all you need to do, okay? Down the road in the video here, I'm gonna remind you of that one. Okay, so our hot Italian sausages have all cooked up. They look wonderful. You're gonna go ahead and just put these off to the side. Remember, you're gonna cut these into thirds when you put them into the sauce. So we're just gonna have them hang out for a little while. And the drippings from the sausage, leave them alone. We're gonna fry our meatballs in there. Again, it's gonna impart some wonderful flavor into our meatballs. Okay, so you're gonna take your sausages that we just cooked, and we're gonna cut these into thirds, okay? And then after you cut them all into thirds, they're all going to go into the sauce, and they're gonna impart this wonderful flavor into the spaghetti sauce. Okay, so now we're gonna make the sauce. So once you see that your garlic is browning in that olive oil we put in, about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, I want you to then put in all of your tomato paste. And you're gonna cook the tomato paste for a good 30 seconds to a minute in the garlic oil. And I like those tubes better than the cans of tomato paste simply because they're easier to get out. And you're gonna go ahead and stir up your tomato paste with your garlic. And then once that's cooked for a little bit, you're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients to your sauce. So first we're gonna put in 28 ounces of whole peeled tomatoes, San Marzano. Then we're gonna put in 2 cans, 28 ounces tomato puree. And then we're going to add 2 of crushed tomato, 2 boxes of crushed tomato. Get that all in there. And you can see this large stock pot makes this a really simple cooking situation. So get yourself one of these large stock pots. We'll go ahead and stir this up a little bit. And then to that, we're going to add our mixture of crushed red pepper, oregano, salt, and pepper. And then finally, our chopped fresh basil. And end it with 2 bay leaves. Mix that all up. Bring this to a boil. Once it boils, turn it down to a simmer, add your sausage, and then the meatballs. Cover and simmer for about 2 hours. Then it's ready to do with whatever you want. Okay. That's gonna be wonderful. So you can see these beautiful meatballs, and most of the rest of them have already been placed into the sauce, so we're just gonna do that now with the last remaining. And just a reminder again that those meatballs are supposed to also contain 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Okay, I want to remind you of that. I forgot to do it on the initial ingredient list, so please don't forget to that pork, to the beef, to the egg mixture, the breadcrumbs, add 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, okay? Sorry, but that's what happens on these low budget productions. Now we're just gonna put a top on this thing, and we'll put this to bed for about 2 hours under a low simmer, the lowest simmer you have, and just let it sit there for 2 hours. Cook your spaghetti and you're gonna have a wonderful meal. And that's the plating. So just cook your spaghetti, put a couple meatballs on top, one of those little sausage pieces, and a little sauce, and you've got it. I like to finish it off with a little fresh Reggiano Parmesan. So finish that up. And then after you get the cheese on there, just a little bit of fresh chopped Italian parsley. I would suggest finishing this dish off with a really nice red wine. I highly recommend a large Napa Cabernet for this. My favorite is from the northern part of the Napa Valley for spaghetti and meatballs. It's a Vineyardis Cabernet. This one's a 2016. I think you'll enjoy it. So we'll just enjoy this. Look at the great color on that. Goes perfect with your spaghetti and meatballs. Hope you guys enjoyed this dish. It's really simple to make. It tastes wonderful. And I think next time I'm gonna show you how to do a couple side dishes for your Italian meal. I think we're gonna do a grilled radicchio with smoked mozzarella and a balsamic reduction. That's a real winner. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Cooking with Dr. G.